What's up, guys? Apologies if the audio is bad. We're kind of moving house at the moment, so the audio might be a little bit like bad, like considering that obviously I'm having to do it from my laptop and I don't have my mic on hand. What we're gonna do today is we're gonna have a look at the Nasdaq and we'll have a quick glance at Gbp Jpy. That buy came out, kind of caught me off guard, but it's kind of something I did suspect. But we'll run through it in a bit. So first things first, guys, if you watched last week's market outlook, you will know I wasn't bullish on Nas Exhibit A. You can see down, we fell, we came into this area and we fell. In the market recap, for those of you who missed it, I suggest going to watch it as I recap as to the why I wasn't very bullish on Nas just yet. Now, few things we need to take into consideration here with Nasdaq. Here we have a little imbalance from the weekly chart that I'm looking to fill. I'm going to scale down to my lower time frame, so I'll go to 4 hour just for a little bit of vision. As you can see here, like I do have a pending order sitting inside of this imbalance here, right? I do intend to take that sell. If the sell does take place today, generally I don't normally trade on a Monday per se. But if the indices do show themselves, we take what the market gives them. When the market shows us opportunities, we take them. In terms of the Nasdaq, I'm still a little bit bearish on this. However, what I'd like to see is the first thing that we need to take into consideration, right? Just let's look at last week's clear. Here's an imbalance up here that I didn't actually see until right now. Here's an imbalance up here that becomes my new area of interest, right? So I'm going to leave that one up there because we saw what happened there the past few times. Once again, guys, go back to the previous videos. You'll know what the significance of this line is. The supply zone here is very, it's been very good to us, yeah? So what are we looking for on the Nasdaq right now? So we still have our sell into our take profit was on the tip here. It hit last week. Yay, us. If you guys caught it, well done on watching the videos. So now what we're going to look for here now is, right, we see there's an imbalance up there, right? So I'm going to scale down to the 4 hour first, just to do a little bit of more in-depth. I set up an alert in here because I'm going to wait for a weak touch of the top of this block and then a fall because it obviously functions as a support area as well, right? So what are we looking for now, right? So what I want is, I want to see Nas fall down into this area, take that sell and wait and see what happens. That for you is, oops, that is already 2,800 pips. That's, man, that's a crazy game, guys. Don't take it yet. Wait for the 4 hour to, or actually the 2 hour or the 1 hour chart to confirm. As you can see, we're accumulating a little bit, but also be careful of this bullish divergence here, because what could happen is it could come in false touch, right, and shoot all the way back up here to come fill up this imbalance at the top. Remember what the imbalance I showed you guys on the daily? It could come up to come fill up this imbalance here, right? So on the H1, what we look for now is, let me just remove this thing. On the H1, what we're looking for is a break below this line, but this bullish divergence must be killed off first. So if this can break below this current level, let me just move this thing aside. If this can break below, or the body below this current level, it will trigger my alert. I'll wait for the wick upside, touch the 8 MA, and it will fall down into this, filling the imbalance. Once we fill this imbalance, I will then hang back again on Nasdaq, right? Just zoom out a little bit more. So in an ideal world, guys, like what you're looking for is another you're looking for this imbalance to be filled as soon as possible. So if we can fold this and shoot up, we'll then catch a buy upside off this level and all the way up into this imbalance over here, right? So what I'm going to do is I will then prepare myself for a potential buy setup, something like this, right? With stop loss there and take profit all the way in up here into the mid level, right? Sorry about that. And take profit all the way up into this mid level here. Okay, this is a sketchy buy, and I won't necessarily take it unless I see clear confirmation that we're gonna rally upside within this little imbalance block here, right? So that's just a buy sentiment. Just take a second to kind of put in your inputs here, and here, right? just that you guys know. For now, like I said, I'm looking for the sell. If the sell shows today, okay, we're going to take it. If it doesn't, c'est la vie, we'll catch it again tomorrow, right? Just want to show you guys something on a daily chart quickly. If you guys watched the past videos, remember this area, guys, like this area here, we're going to go to the daily, weekly. This area was an area I've been speaking to you guys about since we were up there, right? So if you took the sell from here already, caught it off the retest and took the sell downside, remember that's a 61.8 retest here. But if you guys want proof, here we go. We take it from the top side, swing high to the swing low, right? 61.8 bounce, bang. So as you can see, here's my next targets, guys. So I'll target to 0, which is so in this instance I'll target of 12,000 12,900 I'll target. Then I'll target 11,800, or wait, 11,850, and then eventually it will come down into the big imbalance on the weekly, right? If this is what it's filling, this imbalance is from the monthly chart, this little block here. If this is filling, guys, you are in for a serious treat. However, that's going to take some time. So what we want to do is we want to catch early entries, right? So I'm going to put a dash here. I'm going to put a dash here, right? And then I'm going to remove this Fibonacci off because we don't need it, right? So what we're going to look for is if we break through this order, this current order block, right? Instead of taking the buy, what we're going to do is we're going to set up for a sell. Where are we going to take that sell is the question, right? So first things first, I want it to come through, test this area again, you know, because we fell now through an imbalance. It has to find support somewhere, okay? And my hope is that it finds support on this level. So shoot through, reject, give us a bearish confirmation candle, and then we'll get in, okay? We'll get in from there. And how will that look? It will look something like this. So just below my alert level, and we'll run it down to that area there. Alternatively, what we can do is play the patient game and run it all the way through down here. Now, what do we do in an instance with this amount of pips? Now, those of you who want to see, we got about 18,000 pips, right? So what do we do in this instance? You have two options here. At this level here, you can close off your entry, right? And have raked in an easy 4,000 pips down this way, right? Or you can keep your trade running, move stop to entry, and target this one, right? So what that would look like is this: move stop to entry, and then close off some. So when you get here, close off partials. You could even move your stop further down into like profits down here, you know, like really get in there, guys. Like close off some partials once we hit this, and then run the trade through. I personally am gonna run it through, close off some partials on the way down when I get here. Then I'm gonna move it slightly into profits, maybe like 1,000 pips into profit, and then I'm gonna leave it to run and chase this bottom level here, right? So that's the Nasdaq, right? So let's quickly have a look at GBP Jpy, which is the last one I'm going to be looking at. So GBP Jpy finally got momentum today. Yay them. As you can see, we had buy level from here. The market was a little bit choppy, so I didn't really feel for taking the trade. Obviously, a little bit of an oversight on my side. However, what we see now is the key factor here. Here we have bearish divergence. That's potentially, emphasis on potentially forming here, right? If this candlestick body remains lower than this, and this candlestick body remains above here, this little line remains above this level here, right? These levels here, right? So if we come upward a little bit more, it will form hidden bearish divergence, meaning it will drop. But now if you guys remember in my recap video, I did speak of a possibility of this thing rallying upside, coming up to around about this area, you know, 60, 61, 65, 300 area, and then falling back down again. So that's what I'm going to start be looking at. So I just want to have a quick look at it on the daily and zoom out and want to see where we are with GBP Jpy right now. Cool. Right, so here, this little area here is something that's interesting for me. Right, so I would consider a buyer. Definitely it's worth consideration at the very least if we break above this level. If we can break above this level here. Right, so that would look something like this. Long position, it would look something like this. Right, in, and we can move it even tighter, but now we go at it on a lower time frame like H1, and then sorry about that, go at it on a lower time frame like that, right, and that would give us a solid, yeah, about 200 pips. That's an easy trade, guys. Remember, this accumulation could have been for the bullish momentum upside. We want to have a look at the news just to make sure that we are where we think we are. For now, that would be the buy to take up, right, guys? Sell side, I'd share in my market recap video, then I can give you guys some extra source going on there, right? So this is a perfect example. So one thing you guys take into consideration with that liquidity being formed, this is another way to look at this trade, right? What? Sorry about that. Okay, this is another way to look at this trade, guys. So here's a little order block here. We run this thing all the way through, right? We let this rally take place. This is the impulsive rally. This is where you're going to get killed, right? So what you wait for is, you wait for the market to come to what it's doing now. Wait for it to rally upside. Let the market come back down. Test this. And somewhere around here would be your entry. Because then what that would look like, it would look like this. Oopsie. It would look like this, guys. We take him from here all the way up into there. You see, so it depends on what kind of trader you are, really. And yeah, that's pretty much GBP Jpy. If we come downward though, I would consider, to be honest with you, taking a sell coming in here as well. But that, once again, I'll cover in the market recap video, because the market's still very much going to move upside, and then we will see from there what happens. Yeah, so I want to keep the video short. So lastly, I just want to quickly run you guys through the economic calendar. Let's see what we have this week. Should be some goodies. Okay, we have GDP, which was flat, kind of. I mean, at least it wasn't too bad on the UK, which is good for them. That ends the buy. GDP MOM was not too bad. Manufacturing production was low. So here's where a lot of shit will happen in the market, so to say. You know, we can see they are keeping close to projections, which is not too bad for the pound. Average earnings index plus bonuses, this will be a very interesting one to see. Claimant account changes will be interesting to see. For the EIA short-term energy outlook for the US is not too bad to look at. We also want to see the CPI tomorrow. We then have a CPI for the UK. We also have PPI for America. So this is quite fundamentally driven week this week. Those of you who trade oil, man, have your eyes on Canadian dollar and have your eyes on the US. This is going to be a big day for those who trade oil. Wednesday is going to be a very big day for those guys. Then we have core retail sales, initial jobless claims, and retail sales for America. This is also very good for NAS, guys. So just a little tip. If this is good, right? If jobless claims is good, NAS will sell. If jobless claims is bad, NAS will buy. That's how it works. That's how it tends to work. Remember, that's not 100%, but based on past experiences, that is the case. Then, as you guys can see, Friday will be a bank holiday, so we're gonna have a nice short trading week this week. let's make the most of this whole week, guys. There's a couple of goodies. If you guys want more up-to-date updates and like singular sort of entries, please join the Telegram channel. The link is below. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to us on any time. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And without further ado, let's get moving more than average.